Formula 1 returns to the Spa circuit for round 13 of the 2019 season for the Belgian Grand Prix, and the first race following the week break when most teams are testing a bunch of new upgrade packages, which will get their first race pace run here throughout practice, and if the upgrades prove successful will still be on the cars during the race. Spa is often known as one of the pure driver's circuits, where more often than not the driver can make the difference over the car. Also, this track is also more of a pace nullifier, with all the team running some of the lowest drag setups that they have all season. The cars that are usually lower down the order and are naturally faster in straight line speed due to having lesser drag can often throw up a surprise, such as when Fisichella almost won the 2009 Grand Prix here. However though, any car that's naturally fast in a straight line for this season, such as the Mercedes and the Toyota, should have an easy advantage still, being able to run more downforce. However, a team running minimal downforce this weekend is Renault. They bring to this race what they are naming 0-0 wings, as they look to rebuild their points tally, and looking to try and maybe even take a 1-2 in this race to build back off the lost points to get somewhere but close back to 6th place in the championship. Mercedes though were looking strong from the outset, with both cars showing great pace early on. However, they were lacking a little bit of consistency, but the pace is there if both Russell and Kvyat can extract it from the W10. Red Bull and Max Verstappen also outside shots once again, with one lap pace looking good for the Dutchman. However, the lack of speed in the Honda engine is still evident despite the upgrades that the Japanese team have been bringing throughout the season. Alfa Romeo looking mighty in straight line speed, but also running a low drag setup of their own, which wasn't doing too well for Josh Tiro, as in practice when he lose the car and spin into the midfield section. After that would put a bit more red downforce on the car, try and get a better balance. Toyota though were the easy favourites coming into this race, with Lewis Hamilton dominating all three of the practice sessions, setting the fastest time by a clear margin, more than 4 tenths in each of the 3 practice sessions. It should be an easy dominant race from the Brit. Williams though were actually looking to struggle a little bit for straight line speed. It seems they've come out and stated that BMW haven't actually brought any engine upgrades so far this season, and it looks like the team is finally starting to lose their advantage in terms of straight line pace. Things weren't getting much better for Josh Tiro towards the end of FP3 either, as he was still struggling to find a good balance with the car. He ran out wide into the corner of no name and spin and hit the car into the barrier. He's also run back onto the track and get ploughed out of the way by the Toro Rosso there of Nico Kari. This will mean Josh Tiro results back to the spare car, giving him a 10th place penalty, where the Kari's Toro Rosso will be rebuilt in time for qualifying, because the Finn had nowhere to go to avoid the spinning Alfa Romeo, and that wiped both cars out and brought an early end to the 3rd practice session. Hey guys, Renault here. Welcome back to the F1 UniONE career, round 13 here, the Belgian Grand Prix, the Spa circuit, which has never really been my strongest track in the world, and as you've seen from the practice reports, my car doesn't really want to go in a straight line. Well, it doesn't go in a straight line, it's very good in a straight line. It doesn't want to go around corners, which is the problem. And then we have Charles Leclerc starting the race in 14th, to make it even worse for Ferrari. Leclerc's the lead Ferrari, he's in P14. We've got Nico Kari there, P11, so the unfortunate crash with us at the end of FP3 clearly didn't knock the Finn's confidence. Nico Hulkenberg well in the Renault. Him and Vernon got a job and has had to rescore Renault's first points of the season. He's had all their points wiped during the week break after they found to be using illegal braking systems on the car. They've got Lando Norris there in 9th place. Good lap on the McLaren since the Renault engine car's on the fastest in the straight line, so good luck there from the Brit to get himself inside the top 10. I'm sure he's going to be aiming probably for the best of the rest position of the midfield cars. And now then, onto the formation lap. And it's like the front two definitely get away. You can get a first look here at the grid now as it comes up now. So you've got Lewis Hamilton taking pole position by quite some margin. Again, keeping that 3/4 tenth gap over Verstappen in P2, and Hulkenberg with a great lap in the Renault, putting those good 0-0 wings to good effect to start from 3rd. You have Alex Albon in 4th in the other of the Red Bulls, ahead then by the lead Williams and Mick Schumacher. Danny Kvyat was disappointed to only arrive in 6th place, but in P7 a monster lap from Pierre Gasly, and he's back now in the Toro Rosso. They're running their own low drag setup and it's working out well for them. With Kobayashi in 8th in the other of the Toyotas, with Lando Norris in 9th place and George Russell running out the top 10. And the free choice of tyres is Nico Kari starting from P11, so that could actually be an advantage for the Toro Rosso driver. With Jean-Eric Vergne starting from 12th and Harry Anto and Leclerc in 14th on the medium tyres, with Gio in 15th, then Harris was 16th, Kubica down in P17, that didn't work out too well in qualifying for the pole. With Shaw in 18th place, also on the medium tyres, with ourselves in 19th after the 10th place penalty. Sebastian Vettel never actually left the garage to settle out time due to yet more mechanical issues with his Ferrari car. I mean, you just can't script this, can you, at this point? The amount of issues that man is having with his Ferrari car is actually unbelievable. This car just does not work. I mean, none of the Ferrari power cars have really had to... Well, we've all had some kind of mechanical issues. I think I've got a bit lucky. I think I've had the least somehow. My car just seems to be the one that works the most. When it doesn't work, it definitely lets you know about it. Now that we've lined up, the lights going to come on pretty much now straight away. So then coming to the 5 red lights for the start of the Belgian Grand Prix. It's a long haul this is. Lights out and away we go. There's going to be pretty even started from everybody. Actually, Hull gets a blinding start. They can try to get for the lead. 3 wide down to turn 1 of this line. Up Lewis Hamilton. Looking further back into the pack, like everyone's surviving the first few corners. And we've dropped down there into last place. Just choosing better to back out of that because it's the start of the race. It's a long race as well. We don't need to do everything in the first corner. But it's Hamilton though who leads the pack away. Managed to get himself back ahead of Hulkenberg. He got Verstappen in a brilliant move. Ran the outside of Mick Schumacher. Swede completely ran the outside line of that BMW Williams, which you know is ailing a little bit for straight line speed. And we've got Albon in the other Red Bull Army looking to try and make a move on the championship leader as well. Then we've got Hulk once again trying to make a move on Lewis Hamilton. We've got the outside line, but Hamilton with the racing line, so good defensive driving there from the 2008 champion. I mean, these two have they've been around the block enough times now to know which are the choice styles. I mean, Hulk's been here since 2010, Hamilton's since 2008, so they've been racing each other for long enough. And we've got Verstappen there right up down the back of both of them. Back onto us, we're still down here in P20. Because like I said, it's the start of the race, it's the longest race in terms of distance on the calendar. And again, great one here on Stroll, but just got nowhere to go with that run. And you can see how much he's already falling away from the cars in front, so those medium tyres, I mean, they'll work out later on, because tyre wear, for one, isn't actually all that high around this circuit, so you can do about half the race on the soft tyres, so Stroll being on the soft tyres along with Leclerc at the end of the race, that could end up being a massive advantage for them. We almost hit the wall there though, because with the low drag setup of our car, it was designed to be up the front, and we qualified only in 9th place, but then again, my race pace gives you better than qualifying, and yeah, I'm just losing so much time down here in the order at the minute. Now then, coming up to the bus stop chicane, I'm still nowhere near Stroll, so I'm definitely not going to be making an overtake on the Canadian just yet, at least anyway. I found the corner, we get a brilliant run, of course we're on our softer tyres, even though our tyres take longer to come up to temperature. They're still going to be better than Stroll's tyres because they're a harder compound. We're trying to go around the outside line of the Canadian into turn 1, so it's going to be an event, optimistic move, you can put it off. We've got the racing line though, in the corner race, you're going to power away past the Canadian. An outside move there on the Haas. And remember, we're in an Alfa Romeo, we're in a car that's not that much better. I think it just shows the difference in tyre grip between the two cars. You wonder off the track completely though, where am I going? I think I was going to the one of the other Belgian circuits that was used once in the 60s. I was making sure they were a good run back on us though. You know, it's going to use that BMW engine, which isn't as fast as they would like it to be. And that has a fast and straight line. And Stroll's going to dive at the inside line under braking. And this Sawasaki can sweep around her outside. Still going to keep his Sawasaki there with the Canadian still. Trying to ready outside line, but we have to mid-feed there too. Lance Stroll, of course, this was the race where Stroll made his Formula 1 debut back in 2016 in the Manor. So you got some fun memories around this track. If not the best of those. I mean, he could have won this race in 2017, but or 2018, but the results didn't quite go his way that day. And back from, we've still got quite the fight going on here. The top three not really being separated by all too much, but you can see the Toyota quicker through the corners with the Renault. I think is the fastest thing here in the straight line. And Verstappen, undoubtedly the fastest thing through the corners in terms of these three cars in front, but hasn't got the straight line speed to really do anything about the two cars in front of him. And we're climbing all over the curve. I mean, of course, we went faster through the first sector since it's only the first lap of the race, and virtually was 6 seconds up through the second sector as well. So yeah, we lost a lot of time somewhere on the first lap. And it's bad to say we're definitely closer to Stroll than what we were. Still not actually close enough if I actually want to do anything about trying to overtake him. I do want to throw us in. So our setup really is not working in terms of being in 20th place. But I chose to qualify because I thought I'd have a good time, and because I was hoping somewhere around 14th or 15th to start the race. Didn't quite put the best lap together in qualifying, so that's why I'm back down here. And so on, obviously, nothing we can do down the back of Stroll. But no, if we can actually stay on the track coming up over Rouge, we should have a good run. There we go, a good run here in Stroll. So, not even going side by side, they'll be to Rouge, but no, it's going to tuck back in, think better of it, and definitely not in a Red Bull. I do not have the downforce to hold it around the outside line of a similar paced car. There we go, great one though. We're going to try and pull side by side now with Ryan Stroll. He's going to block us off once again. Now, then we switch to the inside line. And you can tell now, because now we've got start 3, you've got DRS now for the first time. And we're going to make a move past Ryan Stroll, and we get back up now into P19, and you've got a bit of a fight going up front now. You've got Sebastian Vettel going side by side with Robbie Kubica. Vettel there can squeeze away up the inside line. Nice move there from the German. He's actually got a bit of front wing damage there. One of his end plates is missing, so he's actually managed to make the move stick there on the Williams, but the Williams does look to be ailing this weekend with a seemingly significant lack of straight line speed. You think with this track in Monza, you think they'd be the best tracks for them, but they've come to this track and they've just kind of like died really. I think it's a bit more evident on Kubica's car than Shimi, because through the corners the Williams, it's not a bad car, so there's definitely time where it can time to make up the time it loses, things like the Red Bull, but to a lesser effect. Now then through this middle part of the lap here, definitely keeping closer to this two in front of what I'm thinking, because Vettel with his front wing damage, that is not going to be helping the German whatsoever. And running out a little bit wider. This corner just does not work for my car. My setup that I've gone for, it works fine, alright everywhere else now, but that corner there, it just does not want to know. And we've got Kubica going to re-overtake Sebastian Vettel. Brilliant move there from the pole, brilliant for both of them. The key side by side, you can complete the pass, and Vettel uses a good momentum. Good showing speed of the Ferrari car when it actually works. They put himself back in from the other Robert Kubica. Look at the fight. So many big names here in the fight. The fight for, what is this, 17th place. This is just a fight for pride. We're nowhere near the points at this point in the race. We've got like a bit of a luck there from Kubica and then ourselves as well, as we almost slamming through the back of each other. I was not anticipating, we're not really expecting Vettel to, well, we know Vettel's going to break early, but we don't really know his new braking points, because having his wing broken, it's not going to affect him around the corner, it's going to affect him in braking as well, because you've got less downforce to stop the car with. And then Kubica can have DRS though on the back. Or Sebastian Vettel try and re-overtake the German. We've got to go in there, Kubica. Actually, we're going to go 3 wide now, going to try and make a double overtake. This will be something you can pull it off now into the corner. Side by side with Vettel. He actually backs out of here. We make a double overtake work on the 5-time champion. And the guy who, honestly, should have been the 2008 Drivers' Champion. So, we're all well, me and Vettel are championship winning drivers. We're all championship. We're all good enough drivers to have won a championship. Kubica, it's kind of criminal really that he doesn't have a championship under his belt with the performance he put in during his first stint in Formula 1. Now moving a bit further on, looking a bit further up the order from us, we've got Jean-Eric Verne here trying to make an overtake here on one of the McLarens. We've also seen Hulkenberg with his muscle straight line speed, and Verne's just going to power his way past the McLaren. Seems Verne is definitely struggling more with the new 0-0 winged Renault than what Hulkenberg is, since Hulk started in 3rd place and Verne was like in 12th or 13th. And kind of managed to put himself back in front to get more traction because having more downforce. And this is the reason why teams don't go, why no one else really has gone for like basically having no wings on the car, because it is going to be so impossible to drive. But Verne's going to get the move there around the outside line, use that good showing speed of his car, try and put himself clear of the McLaren, and putting into a Rouge, the McLaren there, Lando Norris backs out of it, thinks better with that move. So Wise head there on the the F2 runner-up as it was last season, although he's going to have DRS. We're trying to come back now, we've got the solution as well, we're trying to come back now, a fellow Renault-powered car. It's like the switching up, trying to put it side by side. Now we've got one of the Mercs trying to get around the outside line into the corner as well. There's contact! There's contact, and they're right around, Verne's round into the wall. I think he may have just stopped himself there before the barrier though. Then we've got teammate Gio caught a bit of a smash there, and another smash there. Strolls has come smashing into the back of our teammate, and it's a Gio, right? Good, Gio is still in the race. But he got completely held up. Now that he's going to have a go side by side with Verne. Imagine there's going to be quite a few hand signals here exchanged between these two, as they're still going side by side now, out of the corner and up into the corners here with no name. Verne's going to try and stick it around the outside line of our teammate. Gio now seen, does he make a stick? Yes, he does. But Gio, though, to be fair to him, does have quite a bit of his front wing missing. And Stroll, okay, Stroll's got even more of a front wing missing. Stroll has major damage there to the front wing. Now looking at a replay of what just happened. So they're going 3 wide into the corner, which is never going to work in the first place. And going on a bit of contact, and Verne just locks up and hits into the Merc, and the momentum for that spins him round. So all that completely goes on, and then Gio sits in the wrong place, wrong time, gets smashed into there by Stroll as well. But Gio just had to park up from the angle of from where he came into the corner. And he had to replay that then from the Merc of George Russell. Trying to make it stick around the outside line, so obviously move there, and you can see the lock up from Vern, and it almost takes out Russell as well. The two cars almost get locked together in a way, maybe we're able to side part contact. But well, Russell, I'm pretty sure is going to get away with that perfectly fine. And now a replay from what happened to Lance Stroll. And the yellow flags are flashing. He comes down into the corner, sees the gap to go for, and just judges it a little bit wrong, and completely crashes into the back of our teammate. So obviously that was poor driving from Stroll. He had so much track to the left. There we go. There was a car over there as well. So I say it's still Stroll's fault, but given the situation, it's not the worst thing that could have happened. Either way, though, he's in the pits for a new front wing, of course. Our teammate Gio, though, I'm pretty sure he's a little bit pissed. So he's got about as much front wing as what Stroll does, so I don't know why he hasn't pitted. I mean, he's on soft tyre, so maybe he's trying to get to his pit stop window, which is not going to be too long away. So he's probably waiting so he can try and get his pit stop to time the front wing change then. Because Stroll's had to go into a set of hard tyres to go to the end of the race. And the hard tyres are really not a combat of tyre you want to be on under any circumstance. I mean, they match the car, so they get some good colour coordination there, but now then, on to lap 6. Actually, not that much further on. We're going into P15 there with the reshuffled order, so we managed to jump ahead of Kubica and all of that contact that went on in a bit of the traffic jam. Yeah, flags up in front. There's Alex Albon from what, I think 3rd or 4th place out of the Grand Prix. We passed the Red Bull Air side track, so I think the high speed getting a bit too much there for the Honda engine in the back of the car. And then we've got Kubica going for a dive around our outside line, getting very opportunistic with us now. We have to give space to our former teammate and try holding there around that line, put the power down. We managed to pull ourselves there back ahead of the Williams. Well, this then is allowing the other effectively sole remaining Haas of Colin Hershey to keep himself into play. We're falling here behind the Torosso of Nico Kari, I think this is. And Kari there, going there behind the Ferrari, but Torosso to a Ferrari. I mean, actually, they're both Torossos. Actually, I qualified both Ferraris in this race so the Ferraris pretty much were the worst Italian team on the grid in this race. So the Alphas were down there with them as well. And then we've got the DRS there on the back of Kari. The Kari with the DRS on the back of Vels. We're trying to make a move on the 5-time champion Nico Kari in the Torosso, a Red Bull Junior, going wheel to wheel with a 5-time drivers champion. No way he's going to pull this off. Vettel holds it through up the inside line. But Kari's still going to try and stick it around the outside line. He just managed to get forced out of the corner. And now then we go for a dive on the inside line up the fin, catch him napping. He was too focused there on Seb Vettel. Now we're going to force him out wide. Oh no, right, the floodgates have opened now. And there goes Kubica around the outside line. Doesn't leave much space for the fin. Pinches into the apex. And now here comes Colin Herder as well. He was going so well for Kari, but now he couldn't have gone anywhere. So on the inside line, a brilliant move. There's no way he's going to pull this off there. On the inside line, Colin Herder, a brilliant move. These two rookies really been put on some sensational performances so far this season. Now it leaves space, but a brilliant move there from the American, the BMW Junior. And Kari there, he's just lost what? Yeah, effectively, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4 places because he was ahead of Vettel, I'll count it. So, made a place and lost 4. So this has not been a good lap at all for Kari. But now we've got Kubica all over the back of us going to try and get around the outside line. That's not going to work there. Well, but I've known you too well. We've raced each other for long enough in when we were teammates at Williams, so I'm not going to let you go easy anyway. And then into the bus stop chicane once again, going to try and get his very late on the brakes into the chicane. That's one thing I've learned about Kubica from him being stuck behind me for the past few laps. Can we get a good run though on Sebastian Vettel? And then run down into turn 1. It means through here there'll be nothing that we can do. But the straight line speed of our car, even though we did whack on a bit more downforce to actually keep the car on the track, our car will, of course, being lower drag like the Torosso and the Haas, it's just really fast in a straight line anyway, so it's actually working out pretty well for us. Now Upper Rouge, we need a good run to here. We get a brilliant run on Vettel because he's struggling with his front wing damage, now putting side by side already with the 5-time champion. We have to turn back into slipstream though, and we're just going to pull to the inside line. Obviously, Sebastian Vettel trying to re-overtake the 5-time champion. Of course, he got back past us during the incident that happened with Vern and Russell and that. But we managed to make the move stick. And then onto the end of that same lap, now coming in for our one and only pit stop, along with off the grid it seems. And Vettel's coming in behind as well, and we pulled a bit of a gap there over him because with that front wing damage, so he's going to be probably going to be changing that front wing actually. I mean, he's not lost that much time, but I'm pretty sure the cars are just going to start coming past him now. And it's going to be a set of medium tyres into the race, so I mean, actually I've been held there for the Toyota, but the Toyota's in front of us anyway, so I'm not too bothered about that. We go back out though, ahead of the Williams and Kubica, so we stay where we were at least. We have the Haas and then the Toyota. We've all stayed in the lane more than. And here comes out Sebastian Vettel. And yeah, he's got a new front wing on his car, so yeah, Ferrari did choose to change that front wing. He's got a bit of catching up to do now though, although actually this looks rather pedestrian. There's something wrong with his car. He's going down the gears, he's going very, very slowly up a rouge. There's no one behind him, there's no smoke coming out of his car. I think he's got a loose wheel. I think one of his wheels, surely he's come out of the pits and he's stopping immediately. One of his wheels can't be on right. He's pulling over. Sebastian Vettel, that's it. Vettel is out of the Grand Prix, surely with a loose wheel. Of course, for challenge, you want to do try around here on 3 wheels. But it's Lewis Hamilton now that leads the Grand Prix. And now you've got side by side here then for second place, Hulk and Verstappen going side by side. 2 drivers rumoured to possibly end up being teammates next season. Verstappen has expressed interest in Hulk being in the second Red Bull seat for next year. Although we just want to see how Albon performs so far. I mean, he's not really performed too well in this race, but then again, his car blew up, so you can't really blame him for that. And Verstappen, with the DRS, he's falling away from the Renault. That Renault has amazing straight line speed. And when was the last time we were able to say that? Have we ever been able to say that? So about something Renault powered, it's really fast in a straight line. I don't think we have, but Verstappen, he's got absolutely no answer. Hulk's just left him for dead. So imagine Verstappen must have got in front of the pit stops, and then Hulk's three have taken him back on track. He's just lost so much time, he's got the DRS. But he's actually gaining any time here on the back of the Renault. I don't think he is, so I think Verstappen might just have to settle in this race for 3rd place. But, I mean, 3rd place at Spa, on the track where they weren't fancying their chances. That ain't too bad. Then we've got Daniel Kvyat out there, quite some way behind in kind of a world of his own, really, just in P4. Then behind him we have the lead of the Williams and of Mick Schumacher, who's doing a really good job in that car since they seem to be lacking in the straight line speed department. Then you have Pierre Gasly doing an absolute mega job in that Toro Rosso, just with that low drag setup with Scott. Then you have the McLaren then of Lando Norris, followed then by the other of the Mercs of George Russell. Russell looks like he's suffered no ill effects from that contact. And then we have the other McLaren then of Rio Haryanto, followed then by ourselves. We're getting really close, getting right with the gearbox then, right with the back here then of the Indonesian driver. And then behind us we've got Kobayashi in the other Toyota, so being shown up quite a bit behind in this race. Then we have the lead of the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, followed then by the Williams of Robbie Kubica, who has the junior team driver Haas of Colin Herta right up there behind him. And these two they've in the last race at Britain as well. Those two had a little bit of a personal incident as well. And then we have the other Renault of Jean-Eric Verne in a world of his own, really. Then we have Stroll in the Haas, absolutely nowhere near anyone else. And our teammate Gio, after the front wing change and the undercut Stroll's got, is in last place. But imagine Gio, he should get ahead of Stroll by the end of the race. Now then, on to lap 13. We're still stuck right up behind the back here of Rio Haryanto in the McLaren. And we've got Pep, we're going to green through the first sector of the lap, so we've got some good pace in the car. I mean, with the fresh tyre, the tyre, well, like I said, not being a whole lot, so we can really just push these tyres the entire stint of the race. Well, I push to the limits nearly all the time anyway, with just my aggressive driving style. And being in an Alfa Romeo car, you kind of need the aggressive driving style to really extract the maximum and then some from the car. Well, we're 4 lanes down now through the second sector, so not too good through there. First back straight. Whatever it is, that right-hander, I just cannot get a good run down there. But I've got some good straight line speed in the car, and I've got a lot of fuel saved up. I mean, I always start with 3 laps over on fuel because they're usually quite. The Ferrari engine is usually quite thirsty, so I have to do that. So I don't have to run in lean at any point. But halfway through the race, I've got 0.7 extra of a lap of fuel. I've got fuel to burn at the end of this race. We're saving the ERS now though, because saving a little bit, because down the straight you're not going to be able to do anything. I need to save as much as I can as well, because I'd like to think I can get past Haryanto down the next straight. And then you got the switch on the back of McLaren. You can see we're gaining here in the straight line. We've definitely got a good straight line speed over that McLaren up at Rouge as well, just throwing the car through. But the Daia gets us once again. You almost end up in the endurance race pit lane. We've gone that far off the track once again. And we've got a terrible run. Just look at this straight line speed, over 203, 204, 5 miles an hour, trying to go in the outside line of the braking zone. And Harrington's going to keep us outside, a little bit of contact made. We make it up the inside line area, we make our way up now into P9. And we're not at the lead of the midfield cars here, that's still Lando Norris there up in front, but we've made up 10 places in 14 laps. And of course, helped by the crash, which took out 3 of the cars. But still, you have to be in the race to actually make the overtakes. And we're pulling a gap now then on Haryanto at least, so the pace of the car is genuine. And the setup work that we've done from FP3, we just took a massive swing at it. But after practice, there's not a whole lot really you can do, and I did not want to drive a car that was really unstable on the rear like that one was, so I may need to focus more on the rear. The front is still a little bit sketchy, but the balance is enough that the car works enough of the time. I mean, half second there through the second, so and we're already now at second clear of Haryanto, so we've got something. As I said, my race pace is always better than my qualifying. Well, so it has been this season. It was the polar opposite last year. Well, I qualified better than I raced, so my one lap pace hasn't been as good, but this car definitely worked better for me in race trim, because transition from a top car to a lower down car is harder, obviously, than from a lower car to a top car. You've been trying to push the car through the corners still, like it was a top car, which it isn't yet. Although we did put on the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So yeah, we do actually have some pretty good pace in this car. And then on to the end of lap 15. We're closing in then on the cars in front of us. Still got Haryanto and Russell as the cars around us. Now then over the line once again. We go even faster once again. We got absolutely electric pace right now in this car. And now then as we're catching up now onto the end of lap 19, so quite a few laps further on. The pace kind of died down a bit as the tyres start to go off a little bit. Now we've got the DRS though on the back of Norris. We're going to pull to the inside line there of the McLaren into tail one. We go very late here on the brakes, although we've got a bit too late. We've missed the corner. And Norris with a beautiful switchback line. He absolutely mugged us off there. Now actually, that might actually be a good thing, because now he's going to be in front of us here up at Rouge. And if we can stick behind the McLaren, if we can get a good enough run, we're pretty much pushing the McLaren there up at Rouge through the radio on as well. We get a brilliant run. This is exactly what I wanted. And now then we should have the DRS, which we do. Now, can we make a move stick? We can pull side by side with Lando Norris. We've got 3-1 there up in front once again as well. Surely, is this going to end your taste like the first time? There's a bit of a lock-up. There's a bit more contact there. And we're going to try to hold you through now. We've got side by side there with Toro, so we just like backs out of it. We've got the sole remaining Red Bull of Verstappen. Verstappen's dropped down the order quite a bit. And we've got Gasly there with front wing damage. Oh no. I mean, he's only a few laps at the end of the race, so I'm pretty sure he's not going to... that shouldn't be too bad for him. But Verstappen, why is Verstappen down here? He was in third place, and now he's about to get mugged off by Alfa Romeo. Although we're going to get mugged off by the McLaren of Lando Norris, finds his way back up the inside line through Pill 1 now side by side with just two Brits going side by side. Just managed to sweep it there around the outside line. But we are all over the back of Verstappen. Verstappen has some kind of major engine issues. Either that or they've turned his engine down completely. I mean, there's probably seen what happened with Albon's engine, and something seems to be wrong. I mean, back in Germany, the last race, Verstappen retired from the lead of the Grand Prix with an engine issue. I think these high-speed tracks are just proving to be a bit too much for the Honda engines here at the minute. I mean, they're focused more on pure speed. And now we've got Norris, so he's going to blast right past us. That right-hander absolutely kills me every time. But now then, he gets stuck now behind Verstappen. He's going so slow in a straight line. I'm having to brake check myself to make sure I don't crash into the back of Lando Norris. That was nowhere near full throttle. And then Norris will try to make a move on Verstappen as well. Into the bus chicane around the outside line. Just drives cleanly around the outside line of Max Verstappen. There is something majorly wrong with that RB15. That is not a good Honda engine in the back of it. We're just going to blast past Verstappen like he's not even there. And we're going to move the inside line to cover him off. You know Verstappen, he likes a cheeky dive no matter what car he's in. I mean, he also started his F1 career back here in 2014 in the Caterham, so... like, Strolley's got fond memories of this track. The track just isn't kind to him, really. I mean, that's a bit contradicting, but, yeah. But now we'll have the DRS on the back of Lando Norris. Try and make a move on him, well, we can at least gain a log, because we've got so good straight line speed in this car. We've still got the fastest lap as well. We've got now then into the braking zone. We're not quite close with that time, we've at least half the gap there to him. And then also, remember, in front of us, we've got Pierre Gasly. And Gasly has that front wing damage. So if me and Norris can stop, if we just leave each other alone for a bit, you can just see how much we're already gaining here. I mean, this track, the fast flowing corners, you really need all of your front wing, basically all the time. And with the Toro Rosso running as lower drag setup as they are, Gasly is going to be really, really hurting through these corners. As we quickly on to the end of that lap, we've caught up to the back of the Toro Rosso, and Norris is right on the back of him. Although we've got Kobayashi, who's joined the party now behind us, so he's not done and dusted yet. It's a four-way fly here to get into P6. P6 would be a brilliant position for us, I mean, wherever we are now. P8, that'll be a brilliant place, we're starting from 19th place on the grid. But for us three cars, It's the battle of pride. It's the battle of the best of the rest. And the Toro Rosso, Gasly's done absolute madness. The Toro Rosso should not be up here in P6 in any circumstance. But now then Norris with the DRS way, good process. He blocks us off. That gets very aggressive with us. And good pull side side. Good try and make it 3 wide into the corner though. And we see 3 wides. I'm going to back out of that. I'm not going for that. We've seen 3 wides ending disaster twice now. Really, we managed to sweep it there around the outside line. Off Pierre Gasly. Gasly struggling there, of course, with the handling issues presented by his front wing damage. But P8 though, that's still going to be a great place, but he's still got to try and hold off Kobayashi, which is a feat in itself to the Toyota. Probably the fastest thing in a straight line. I mean, the Toro Rosso seems to be pretty nippy as well, but natural, just pure straight line speed, it's definitely all about that Toyota. And through P1, and Gasly's holding it. Okay, I mean that's probably the worst corner because the opposite side to the front wing damage is where it affects you. So if you're damaged on the right, you can be affected. There's 3 left-handers. But Lewis Hamilton goes to the far left-hander now, coming up to the line. It's going to be Lewis Hamilton to win the Belgian Grand Prix in pretty much unchallenged all race. He's been dominant since the word go here in practice. Practice 1, 2, 3, dominated all 3 sessions. Went on to dominate qualifying as well. And then just left everyone for dust in the race. I mean, he had a challenge from Hulkenberg with the mega straight line speed of that car, but on a consistent pace, the Toyota, it's just the car to beat really. And then we're going out into the final corner for ourselves. We've not managed to get past Norris. In fact, I think he's pulled away from us a little bit. We've got Gasly. Gasly's still holding on behind us, and now then going up to the line. P8 from P19. I'll take that definitely. And almost getting best of the rest as well. So there's been some monstrous. If we started where we should have done, we could have been on for a podium easy, I think, in this race. But talking of the podium and taking the top step, it's going to be Lewis Hamilton once again to take his 2nd victory now in succession, to make that his 4th victory of the season, I'm pretty sure that is. But Hamilton, brilliant drive there, front of 2008 champion. I don't know, I think he's won this race here before. I mean, he's been here long enough, so I think he would have done. And then we have ourselves confirmed, actually P7, so actually I did better than I thought I did, 7th place. Taking a look at the end results, and Hamilton takes the victory and the 20 points. And it's Hulkenberg in 2nd place, gets on the podium for Renault and takes the fastest lap as well. And he was 7 seconds behind though in the end. And it's Daniel Kvyat who picks up the final podium spot in 3rd. It's Mick Schumacher with a great result really, to finish in 4th place in the Williams. And then there was quite the gap back then to George Russell in 5th in the other Merc. Then we have Norris in 6th place, best of the rest. Just ahead of ourselves in 7th, the Pierre Gasly. Disappointing finish, but a strong race, a really strong race from the Frenchman. And he was the lead of the Red Bull drivers and Red Bull back drivers as well, so that's the way to make a statement to Helmut Marko. And he just managed to hold off Kobayashi, with Charles Leclerc getting some points for Ferrari in 10th place, with Haryanto in 11th, and Carl Herta, a brilliant drive from the Americans, sneaks the final point, finishing in 12th. He gets the final point because Verstappen, with his major issues, dropped out of the points, finishing 13th place. And if there was a few more laps, probably would have got beaten by everyone else, with Kari in 14th and Kubica only P15 in the Williams. Stroll finishes, lead of the crash victims, in 16th, with Gio in P17 and Jean-Eric Verne. Miserable race for the Frenchman, 18th place, with Vettel and Albon, the 2 retirees from the Grand Prix. Moving on to the point standings, and Mick Schumacher still leads the way. He's now less than a race win clear, and he's 16 points clear now of Lewis Hamilton, with Daniel Kvyat in 3rd, and he's 41 points off the lead. Charles Leclerc stays in 4th place on 103 points, 78 points off the lead, so yeah, he's definitely out of the championship fight really. And Verstappen is in 5th place on 86, joined now then with George Russell, but on better result, Verstappen's in front. And we get ahead now then of Robert Kubica again by 1 point on 76 to 75. And then Kobayashi gets back up now into 9th place ahead of Sebastian Vettel, with those two changing every race. This Pierre Gasly in 11th place on 43 points, some crucial points there for the Frenchman, with Norris rounding off the top 12 on 28 points after his 6th place today. Hulk with his podium jumps straight up now into 13th place on 19 points, with Haryanto staying where he was in 14th on 14. Then Albon in 15th on 13, 2 points clear of Matsushita, he's on 11. Then Colin Houghton now moves clear on merit of his teammate on 7 points to Stroll 6. With Kari also on 6 points in 19th place, Gio in 20th on 3, leaving Jean-Eric Verne, the 2017 Drivers' World Champion, the only driver yet to score his first points of the season. Finally now onto the constructor standings, and Williams still lead the way on 256 points, but they're now 29 points clear then of Toyota, who get themselves now up into second place, 1 point clear of Mercedes in third, and there's quite the gap back to Ferrari in P4, and they're less than 30 points clear now then of Red Bull, although that gap would have extended in this race since Red Bull didn't actually score any points. Alpha looking okay in 6th place, just ahead then of McLaren in 7th, and Renault get back to where they were in 8th place, just a lot further behind on 19 points, with Haas 9th on 13, who move ahead of Merit of Torosso, who are back down to last place with 12 points. So remember to leave a like if you enjoyed this race. Also check out the Wikia as well for this championship, and if you also got a link there to look back at the past seasons, every team, every driver to ever competed. Also, if you give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram, that'll be much appreciated. Also, if you got this game on PC like me, you can download the 4 modded liveries that I use. So that'll be the blue Williams Rocket livery, the Sticker Bomb BWT livery on the Toyota, which is the racing point cars. You got the 125-year Merc livery, the S2V Esports livery on the Alfa Romeo, and the White Bikes livery on the Haas. So if you've got this game on PC, you can get them downloaded, use them yourself if you want. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.